Hey guys, what's up? It's JRCuber and welcome back to Cubed for the month of February. So in the last month's video, I got quite a few comments from people saying that they wanted me to use my old Along V2, so I decided to crack it out and give it a shot. I did some solves with it earlier, and the biggest things that I realized about it is just how bad it is now. Not just because newer cubes are better, but also that's one thing, but also just because of how many solves has been done on this cube, and also I was just really surprised at how unstable it felt and how big it felt. It feels really huge, considering it's 57 millimeters, which isn't the normal size anymore. Anyways, we're just going to be giving this a shot and using this cube in this video, so let's go ahead and get started with our monthly average of 12 / Q&A. So the first question comes from Daniel Cuber. What is your PB and which cube did you use at your very first competition? So currently my PB is a 687. I got that a couple of months ago, and the cube I used at my first competition was a 50mm Diane Zanchi. I know that's kind of a weird cube to use for normal 3x3, but for some reason I was really liking it the day I competed in 2012 at Nationals, and I just decided to use it, and I did pretty good for myself back then. Jacob Noakes. When you started cubing, what is one cube you wanted but didn't get and now you wish you had? So when I started cubing in 2010, there were a lot of really old speed cubes that were popular back then that I never had the chance to get that I really wish I had now. Some of the main ones are a lot of the alpha cubes, the high-end memory, the original plastic Guhong and original plastic Zanchi, the Lingyun V1, all those kind of cubes I really wish I had. I do have the OP Zanchi actually, but I kind of wanted to get it when it was still popular. But yeah, I'm still on the search for a original plastic Guhong and a Lingyun V1 to complete my Dian collection and a whole lot of other older 3x3s. Gokul Krishna Balaji, do you think full PLL is necessary to be sub 15? Absolutely not at all. You don't need it, but it's very helpful. I think Colin Burns is the one that uploaded an average of 12 that was, I think, sub 12, using 4-look last layer, so 2-look OLL and 2-look PLL. He just has insane F2L, so that's something that you really need to work on the most of your solves. But yeah, PLL is definitely very helpful, and it was one of the first things that I learned, and so it doesn't take all that long to learn, maybe a month or so if you take your time. So yeah, you don't really need it, but it's definitely very helpful. Jesse Bollinger, do you ever get tired of cubing? If so, how long is the longest break you've ever taken? So yeah, I do get tired of cubing sometimes. I'm not into it every single day, of course. The longest break that I took was probably more back when I started cubing. I think I took like a solid 6-month break or so, something like that. I think I still picked up a cube every now and then, but I didn't practice or really do much of anything like that. But other than that, not really. I don't really take breaks that often. Joey Cubes, what do you think about non-cubing channels that make cubing videos that are clickbaity and have a bunch of outdated world records? So I've seen these videos several times. They always come up in my recommended and stuff like that, mainly because they are so clickbaity, and I don't like them. I don't like clickbait in general. I stay away from it as much as I possibly can. But at the end of the day, I can't really blame them for just playing the YouTube game. I know they're obviously getting a lot of views, so I mean they're doing something right. Obviously those videos aren't really meant for cubers anyway, and they don't really know much about cubing, so I can't really blame them for it. But as a cuber, it is still kind of irritating and annoying to see them get so many things wrong. But it's not that big of a deal, honestly. Rare Blooded, how do you recognize and execute a PLL algorithm so quickly? I'm trying to learn PLL and it's different to recognize the algorithms, and I stare at the cube for a good 5 seconds before I even have an idea of what algorithm I need to use. So I used to have this problem as well. I'm pretty sure everyone did. This is just something that's inherent with learning a new alg set, whether it be PLL or OLL or anything for any cube, is that it's going to take a while to adjust to it and start to get your recognition down. For PLL specifically though, there are some things you can do to make your recognition better. The first thing is obviously practice. Your recognition is going to get better the more you practice, but also something you can look into is two-sided PLL recognition, where you recognize the PLL just from looking at two sides instead of having to look all the way around the cube. So in some situations I can definitely do that, but I don't know every case from every angle, but doing that would help me as well, because my recognition in some situations is not great either. I went through this problem very recently when I just learned OLL after I finished learning the set, and I forced myself to use an OLL algorithm every single solve. It slowed my average down by a lot, like a good 5 seconds or so, because I was spending so much time on recognition. And over time, I just slowly got better at it, and now I'm faster than I was before. So yeah, the main thing is just practice. Juke Productions, do you think you will be able to average sub 10 in the near future? Well, right now I don't really have a goal of getting to sub 10. I don't really have any speed goals in particular anyways. I think sub 10 would be cool, but I just don't really see myself doing it. I think it's just been so long that I've averaged about the same time. I don't know, it seems like it would take a long time and a lot of practice to get down to sub 10. I know it would, and I don't really know if I have the time to practice 3x3 a whole bunch, when to me, I don't really see the point of getting faster. Like, I don't really compete to win, and I don't really compete much in general, so I don't really need to get faster. I'm at a speed I'm pretty much comfortable with right now, so yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at in terms of 3x3 speeds. Anyways, those are all the questions I could answer today. If you had a question that didn't get answered, you can leave in the comments, and I might answer it next month. Alright, so that was a 13-second flat, average of 12, so not terrible, but a little bit slower than what I normally get. So this isn't really a bad cube still, but you can tell that it was definitely locking up a bit, and I got some pretty bad times in there as well. It's just kind of way past its prime at this point, so yeah, press F to pay respects for the Along V2, because this thing is just totally dead. Anyways, that's about it for this month's average of 12 / Q&A. Let's go ahead and get on to this month's challenge. Alright, so this month's challenge comes from Epic Cuber 7, and he challenged me to solve a 30mm 3x3 with one hand. So I'm going to be using the one from Cubing Classroom. I think it's the one that turns the best of all the ones that I have. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. He provided a scramble. I've already scrambled it. So let's just go ahead and begin. So here we go. There we go. 58.1. Just having a little trouble hitting the space bar for some reason. But yeah, there we go. Sub 1 minute on this. Not too bad. Epic Cuber 7 got right around 1.5 minutes, so that means that I've won the challenge, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, big thanks to him though for sending in the challenge. If you guys like to submit a challenge for next month, all you have to do is record a video of yourself doing the challenge and then leave a link to that video in the comments of this video down below. Anyways, that's about it for this month's challenge. Alright, so on to cubing news. We're going to go over all of the new cubes that were released this month. Starting off, we have the Mf8 Smaz Dino Cylinder. So this actually isn't technically a new cube. This cube has been around for many years, but it's been kind of discontinued, a little bit hard to find for a while, but now it's just kind of gotten back in stock and now has a normal color scheme. The old color scheme was like kind of like border stickers that just didn't have anything in the middle, and now it looks like it's been put back into stock. It's a bit cheaper now as well. Then we have the Whiteden Super 3x3x5 2 cuboid. So this is just another 3x3x7 variant with some layers cut off and some circles added basically. Then we get the Leafoon 2x2x3. So this is another puzzle from this new company that just recently popped up. So next up we have a new type of lubricant. This is from Maru. It's not really a cube, but I think it's still worth mentioning. This is called the Luby V. Maybe the V stands for 5, I'm not really sure. But from what I've heard, it's kind of supposed to be an alternative to DNM, because DNM was supposed to be an alternative to the original Maru lube. So hopefully this one works out pretty well. Some other puzzles I want to mention, these are just cubicle puzzles, but we have the Cubicle Labs Mf2M, Wuxia M, and Weipo M. So a whole bunch of new 2x2s from Cubicle Labs you guys can check out, as well as the new Angstrom Research cubes. So these cubes are lubricated with their new Angstrom lubricants, which is the Dignitas and Gravitas lubricants, and they came out with a Air SM, a Volk M, and a GTS2M with the Angstrom Research stuff applied to it. I'm going to be getting all 3 of these cubes plus the lubricants, so I'll be making a couple videos about it probably, so look out for that if you guys want some more information. And then finally, we have the Mf8 Multi Dodecahedron. So basically, this is a Void Master Pentultimate with like a Mega Minx on the inside. So it looks really complicated, it looks really cool. This one is definitely one I'd like to check out at some point as well. Alright, so onto world records. I'm going to go over all the world records since the last video. So there was a couple from last month that weren't quite entered into the WCA when I recorded, but I'm going to talk about those as well. So starting off, we have 6x6 average and single broken by Max Park in the same mean. So this is a 125.10 average and a 119.60 single. So very impressive stuff. I'm pretty sure that's the first sub 120 6x6 single officially, which is really incredible. Then we have 2x2 average broken by this Polish guy whose name I'm not going to try and pronounce. It's the same guy that got the world record single recently with a 0.49. So he got a 1.35 average. So he now has single and average, which is pretty cool. Then we have 5x5 blindfolded single broken by Kaijun Lin with a 346.56. And then finally we have Megaminx average broken by Yuda Hyun with a 32.03 average. I know that she used to have the Megaminx world records a couple years ago, so it's cool to see her get another world record. Anyways, that's really about it for cubing news this month. If you guys like to purchase any of the cubes I talked about in this video, the links will be in the description. If you'd like to see the full world record videos, the links will be in the description for those as well. So that's about it for this month's episode of Cubed. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button and turn on notifications, and also subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.